All right, YouTube, this has been a bucket list kind of item that's taken me 10 years to accomplish, but I finally did it. We have a Ram 5500 with the switch and go system on it. We've got that big 2-cord bin that we've actually, well, I wanted something that would haul at least 2 cords in it. We did that over 3-cord one where I was pulling the front tires off the ground. And then we just got in the switch and go platform body because what I wanted to do was some kind of mobile processing. So I wanted, as a one-man band, be able to jump in the driver's seat of something and go to a location and process a pile of wood. I didn't want to have to go once and drop off a machine, come back and get a processor. So what we did was with the switch and go, the platform allows me to haul the mini skid steer because I didn't want to be dependent on somebody else's machine or tractor or a pair of forks, that may or may not be able to load the live deck on the processor. And then we ultimately ended up with the ditch witch and sold the MT85 because of, one, the lift capacity on this is epically stupid, and two, I needed the extra hydraulics out of this. Right now, I've just got the log grapple on it from SplitForce, which is just like a frostbite style grapple. What I ultimately want to do is grab the one from Halverson, so that way it's the same frostbite style grapple, but then it also would double and have that 28-inch buck saw right in it. So if like there was a piece of wood in the pile that I didn't like, or it had like a funky, Y to it or a big nasty knot, I could just grapple it, buck it off quick, and then load the processor if it was too long, or whatever the case may be. But that grapple attachment's like $10,250, so I've got to get that yet. I'm kind of waiting here to see what to do for the end of the year, but that would be the ultimate like cherry on top of this whole setup, would be to have a hydraulic grapple saw to go on the mini skid. And then to my left here is the new HDXL from Timberwolf. We're going to keep this one around for us, just for doing the mobile processing gig and to use around the wood yard. Big 4-strand live deck on it. This thing is like epically huge. I've yet to really load it up yet to see what kind of volume actually fits on this deck, but it's 8 feet from the log trough to the tip of the live deck. So I know what I have over here on the 1824 diesel is about 6 feet. So this is even bigger still. So it would be really nice to go to somebody's location, take the ditch witch, stack a whole bunch of wood on top of this, and then just start making the pieces fly. The conveyor on this, as you can see, is a fold over the top conveyor. So it's actually an 18-foot long conveyor that will lay out behind the unit. And then it is also a pivoting conveyor, so it'll work side to side. So enough of me talking to you at a distance. Let me grab the camera out of the tripod. We'll do a quick walk around here on this so you can see just what we have going on and what we've managed to accomplish. So stay tuned. All right, so like I said, Ram 5500. Switch and go system. This is the 15E. We did get this from Binghamton Truck Bodies up in Binghamton, New York. Shane and Mike were great to deal with. This is the 14-foot system. Kind of was looking at this last night when I was loading the ditch witch on. I'm like, golly, it's 14 feet, but still, there's not a ton of room on here. I can pull this back a little bit, like another maybe foot back here, because like ultimately I'd love to take some of our bag racks with and a stack of pallets and some bags, or maybe have the customer pick up the pallets, but be able to take as much with as possible. Again, big frostbite style grapple here from SplitForce and Timberwolf. And again, the one from Halverson on this side would be a giant buck saw that we could just, cut up some huge stupid rounds, or work down, a piece of wood that I didn't like. Now, this Pro HD XL is pretty cool. We are running the 75 horsepower Kohler, or not Kohler, that's what we used to have in the SplitForce. This is the Hatz diesel in this one. See if I can open everything up here so you can actually see on the inside. There she be. No DEF, no DPF, all emissions free. It's like 74.5 horse, and definitely gets it done you know, working with the triple stack here. The pumps, nice clean setup. Got the hose wrap going on for the pressure side. Just your return to tank. Massive, massive hydraulic tank. Your bar oil tank on top. And this one's actually a little different than the other Timberwolf models. The diesel fuel tank is actually in the frame. On some of the smaller units, it's the opposite. The diesel tank is outside the frame and the hydraulics are inside. But with the oil cooler and just the gallons per minute this thing pushes out, they've been able to do it this way. So pretty cool stuff. One thing that's really different from the brute force that I'm still getting used to is the top hydraulic clamp here with the top gear drive in-feed roller versus the clamp arm and the last log holder like on my 1824. And I never understood this until I was talking with Matt, that they put the operator station here on the, we'll call it the engine side or the driver side. And when he said it, I was like, oh yeah, well, that's pretty smart. With the operator over here opposite the live deck, you can still be running this while somebody else is loading the live deck and you don't have to worry about getting hit by a log. I'm like, huh, now that makes sense. I can deal with that. So pretty cool stuff. So you have your electric Autocycle buttons here for sending that cylinder in and out. Live deck, in feed, to bring it to the trough, the actual feed trough itself. And again, with the Timberwolf stuff, you pull this, it's an electric button for that activates when you pull this away, and that's your electric bar oil pump. And this lever is what actually turns the saw chain on. And then this is what actually brings the saw bar down into the wood, so you can kind of feather this or go full bore. And then this is the clamp up on top, so you can actually bring this in, set it to like a float position where it's up, and then it always keeps like 600 or 800 pounds of pressure on top of the wood as you're feeding in. And hydraulic wedge lift up and down. Right now we do have an 8-way in this. So like when we go mobile, I can talk to somebody and be like, what do you want to do? And if they're just doing like outdoor boiler wood, then we have a 4-way. If they want like nice little pieces, then we can actually drop in a 12-way with this. But like for the average wood pile that we have around the Northeast, including here at my own wood yard, it's always like 14 to 16-inch pieces, which go like melted butter across a hot knife. With this 8-way, it just really, really puts it out. This is up in the stored position, obviously, with the fold over the top. So the 3 levers here on the side of the splitter trough run the conveyor. This is like your side-to-side shift. This is the scorpion tail, like the secondary part, and this is your main up and down. I think we're missing a decal because everything else on this is actually stickered up pretty good. I think this is like the second fold over that they've done. So get that feedback over to Matt that we need a decal. Tandem axle, highway torsion axles. You do have 4-corner jacks to really secure this thing up. It's 13 feet 2 inches tall to the top of the live deck there as you see it. And we do have like a ball plate. It's here probably somewhere behind me, or maybe we moved it over there where the Timberwolf conveyor is. But that would travel, you know, with us as well. So I could use the mini skid here, like to push this into somebody's backyard and leave the truck out curbside. 2 5/16 ball, electric brakes on both axles. Really, really nice setup. I'm glad we have it. Yet to really use it. I have to get used to it first, and then we'll go out and do some mobile processing and kind of run it from there. But that is the setup. I'm always curious on how long it takes things to happen, so I just looked at the video, and it was right about 8.5 minutes, and that was to fold out the switch and go system, lower that to the ground, unchain the SK1550, and then detach all of the jacks, set up the live deck, fold out the conveyor, and as you can see, plenty of height there on the SK1550 with that log grapple for loading up the live deck. Jacks are all set up. Conveyor's out. Oh, the only thing I didn't do, there's little legs here underneath the conveyor. I can pull these out and set them to the ground, but if we're gonna be mobile processing, probably going to be wagging the tail here by using the side-to-side pivot conveyor on this to make a nice big pile. All right, I went ahead and dropped the little legs just so you could see what that looks like. Pulled the red bar that goes through the opening here, because that's what keeps the conveyor belt from falling down in there when this is up and over scorpion style. Go ahead and work the conveyor side to side. We'll go left first. Come back to the right. So I know with this a lot lower, I can actually fill 3 IBC totes in a row, which is really nice. Go ahead and set this down on the feet. Oop, wrong one. Still getting used to controls. There we go. All right. Does take up some real estate, but that 18-foot conveyor is really nice, because that's what we had when we were up for working with our neighbor Bob and making his big pile. There you can see the 8-way. And again, we do have a 4-way and a 12-way available for use, depending on what the customer wants to utilize there. We also offer a 6-way. We were short on that one at the factory, so I grabbed what we could grab. But again, there's that big live deck. I mean, this thing is just huge. From the blue bearing here at the feed trough to the tip on the right is 8 feet. So, I mean, that is just a tremendous amount of wood can go up on this deck. And pretty happy. Can't wait to utilize it on somebody else's property, but just kind of showing you what I'm thinking with mobile processing anyway. One person, 3 different pieces of equipment can be moved all in one trip. All right, gonna call this one good for the day because I'm out of sunlight. It's 4:45 and it's going to be dark in about 10 minutes, so wrap this one up. Again, this was just a video that I wanted to do to plant a seed in your mind as what could be possible. We're fortunate enough that I think I can do it all in one trip. But again, you could take a pickup truck, take this out, come back for another trailer, take that out. It's just as a one-man band, I'm trying to work as efficiently as I possibly can. And for me, this is going to be the best way to do it. We'll have all of our chainsaws and tools in the cabinets there on the 5500. Again, want to get into like having the Halverson with the grapple buck saw so I can cut stuff down or cut stuff out, whatever I choose to do before it goes up on the live deck itself. But yeah, so hopefully this video kind of inspires you to think new directions. It's one thing to sell firewood and it's something else to sell a service. I'm thinking right around like $150 an hour from my door to the job site, and then process and then whatever that time was, just finish the bill out for the return trip, would all be done at like $125 an hour. And obviously more people would be a more expense, but for me as a one-man band, could, you know, run between the different pieces of equipment to get it done. So if we can get you a sales quote on anything that we have available, whether it's the Timberwolf line, the Halverson line, the SplitForce line, the trailer line with the grapple loader trailers, give me a phone call. It's 833-SPLITTER. It's 833-775-4887. And we're happy to chat with you, figure out exactly what piece of equipment will work the best for your wood yard, for your operation, for what you're trying to do, and then try to pigeonhole all that into whatever set budget you have. So again, we use everything that we sell, so it kind of gives me the inside track of what might work best in your situation and give you room for growth. So again, that number is 833-SPLITTER. It's 833-775-4887. And yes, if you look, that is my cell number down in the bottom corner. You can always call me or text me on that as well. If you don't call, text, if you want to do email, that's sales@shaverequipment.com. You can catch me over there on that. And I'm still getting all of this stuff uploaded into the website, which is shaverequipment.com, and hope to kind of have that revitalized here going into 2026 with all these different things that we have available from Timberwolf, and kind of blending the brute force stuff in with that. So again, I think it's a pretty awesome setup. I can't wait to actually use it out on somebody's job site. And again, if we can answer any questions, send you a line item sales quote, please give me that opportunity. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button here on the channel, and I'll put a link in at the end of the video for doing a finance application, and then we offer that for everything we have, whether it's a new unit or a used unit, we can get you financed. And just again, thanks for watching. Remember, I'm always working hard to be lazy. This kind of stuff makes that pretty easy. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.